All right.
Where's that coconut tree at?
I'm in Florida.
You're in Florida.
I'm in Florida with you guys. See my back. I'm outside near the beaches.
Look at you.
Well, that's my background. You know, the Zoom have all the backgrounds and stuff now. You know,
see, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so you have to play around.
Yeah, I have to start going on Zoom and mess around.
Yeah. So everybody we have, you know, I've been telling everybody about you, Cara Campbell. I've been telling everybody about how that you were going to be coming on with us and talking to us about business. And in my July episode, I told everybody that I was talking about leadership and management, just some of the characteristics of business and the things that we need to know. Me as a beginner entrepreneur, and again, I told everybody that I didn't never think that I would be stepping into the entrepreneurship world, but it wasn't my plans. It was God's.
You still way ahead of me.
You said I'm still way ahead of you.
Yeah, you're still way ahead.
Listen at her, y'all. I don't think so. But you know, you guys, we have Cara Campbell here, and she's gonna be giving us some ins and outs. She's gonna wrap things up for us and let us know the do's and the don'ts, and you know how to detect when something is right and something is not right when we're going into the business world. So, again, you guys are on the WC to Life podcast, Women Committed to Life podcast, and I have my live guest here, the author and speaker. I've been knowing her since 2015. We started on Periscope together, praying for the children movement, and we still do that. Even if we're not on live, we're still doing it, you know, behind doors and everything. And so we want to continue to pray for the world and continue to pray for the children. So my first question for Cara Campbell is, how did you know that you were designed to write a book? I mean, how did you have that unction or to know that it was something that you needed to do for the children or whatnot? Actually, tell everybody what are the books that you have written or and everything, and what does your book stand for?
Okay. Well, I am grateful for you to invite me on here. It's a privilege and I appreciate it. Really do appreciate it. Knowing that we're coming, you know, a long way as internet friends.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I really do admire you over the years and appreciate you stepping up, you know, and doing what you were called to do.
Thank you.
You know, so it's good to be here.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, as far as me writing a book, it was not something that was planned. You know, I didn't even know that was in me to write a book. But what really inspired me is especially a grandchild of mine, one of my grandson. I featured him in the book too. One of the paragraphs is especially for him.
Okay.
Because I remember him being very, very withdrawn, you know, sad because his parents were separated. And growing up, he and I was like so close knit. He and I had such a close relationship. And I realized that he, you know, got so distant and not talking, even to me, not talking to me, you know, and I realized he was so hurt.
Wow.
Then, on the other hand, watching TV I look at Dr. Phil, I look at the Maury show and, other news that you would watch, and you would see young people so resentful because what they were expecting in life is not forthcoming.
Right.
They are resentful because their parents gave them away. I remember this particular episode I was watching on the Murray show, and this young lady was so resentful of her mom for giving her away.
Wow.
And I don't know, even after the end of the show, is like, I don't know if she ever, reconciled, because leaving the show, she did not reconcile, she
Wow.
couldn't let it go. And those are the things that really inspired me to write the book.
Wow.
Seeing where I'm coming from, seeing that I was abandoned. My mom abandoned me at 10 months old. And people who read this book, or when I would talk to people, they would say, Cara, we would never know that you've been through all these things.
Wow.
And you are so upbeat, you are so straightforward, you never whine about it, you never complain about it. Nobody would know that you've been through these things, And I realized that many people have a problem moving on.
Yes.
Many people have a problem with forgiveness. They are struggling, they are stuck in unforgiveness. And they don't understand. They don't understand the torture of unforgiveness. They are actually beating themselves up. They're actually torturing themselves. And I would love to say, there are times in my life when I would think, why, would this happen to me? What have I done to deserve this? But it has nothing to do with what you have done. It's life. It's just life.
That's right.
It's just life. I mean, good things happen, bad things happen to good people all the time.
Yes.
All the time. And although I understand that there are a lot of unanswered questions, there are answers. There are answers. Maybe we're not talking to the people to give us the right answer, or maybe we're not seeking God for the right answer. But there are answers to every question that you may have. And I always tell young people, every question that you have, there is an answer. God have an answer for it. We might not find the answer, see the answer, know the answer as yet, but it is there in His Word.
Yes. Yes.
So that's what inspired me to really write the book. The unforgiveness and resentment that I see in people.
And that's an awesome testimony. Thank you for sharing that, because basically your inspiration comes from your experience as well in your childhood. And so you can relate, and that's when you pretty much tapped in when you say you was watching the TV show, and you tapped into the presence and the spirit of what the children are going through, what the youth are going through, and how they resent their parents, and how they resent their elderlies or whoever have taken care of them, and how they have abandoned them. And when they get to a certain age, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Karen, I just feel I'm a Cara, but I feel like when they get to a certain age, it's like they don't care anymore. They have that don't care attitude. Like, I don't want to go back there, because they don't want to relive.
Yeah.
And so that I know for a fact that was a part of your inspiration as well. So is your book just, is it mainly catered to the youth?
Teenagers and young adults.
Okay, teenagers
and young adults. Yes.
Okay. Okay. And what's the
Yes.
very, how many books do you have?
How many books?
How many
How
books?
many? Say that again.
How many books have you written or published?
One is complete, and the other one is in the making. There's another book that I'm almost done with it. I just need to upload it to Amazon. That one is on anger.
Oh, okay. Oh, that one's all right. Okay, what is the first? Let everybody know what is the title of the very first
Yeah,
book.
the first one is 5 Reasons Not to Commit Suicide.
Awesome.
5 reasons not to commit suicide. And these are my 5 reasons what the Lord gave me.
Awesome.
And, now I can say you don't even need 5 reasons. You don't need to have 5 reasons. You just need one reason.
That's right.
And that one reason, the one reason now is, there's hope.
Yes.
There is hope. And why a lot of people, teenagers, young adults, people in general, would think that they want to commit suicide is lack of hope.
Yes.
They become hopeless. Whatever it is that they're going through in life, they don't see around the corner. They don't see the future.
Wow. And that is true. That is so true. I definitely, as, like I said, that we, prayed for the children and families on Periscope. And it was just amazing how, Sister Roberta Townsend, how she connected that group in that season. Yeah. And how God just, it mean for some of us, I know that it actually expanded us and tap into our gift and talents and what we're supposed to do and how we're supposed to be a help to the youth and teenagers and just people around the world. So even with writing that book, 5 Reasons, is it 5 Reasons Not to Commit Suicide?
Yes.
Even writing that book, what were some of the difficulties or just trials or anything that you went through, even just writing the book? I mean, how did that go?
Oh, even just writing the book, because when I started the book, at one stage I was kind of like stuck. And if you know the enemy well, who is our enemy,
Yes.
The adversary, anything that you launch out to do for the kingdom, yes, he is going to attack. Yes. He is going to attack. So for a while, I was stuck someplace in the book and I could not go further until I read something, somebody say it's okay to be stuck writing your book, but don't be stuck forever. Don't be stuck for too long.
Right.
Just get back and just start writing again. Start writing again. And that's what I did. I started writing again, and then, things start to flow and the Holy Spirit start to, give me insight as to how to really complete the book. Yes. And I did. I did. But it on a topic like this, suicide, not many people even want to even say the word.
It's true.
Not many people want to talk about it, And I remember at one time, somebody said to me, why am I writing a book for teenagers and young adults? How can you relate to teenagers and young adults?
Wow.
Me as an older person, how can I relate to teenagers and young adults? And I was so devastated because it broke my heart.
Wow.
Because it's not a matter of I'm not a motivational speaker. I am an evangelist, and I'm speaking from the Word of God.
Yes.
You understand? And I'm saying what really is. I'm not talking to somebody for them to love me, because
you're being honest and real. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because even though some people don't want to say the word suicide, what does your doctor call it when it happens? When they find somebody dead in a room or somewhere, what does people call it? Don't they call it suicide?
Yes.
They do. Your doctor call it suicide. Your friends call it suicide. Your parents call it suicide.
Right.
So that's a plan of the enemy for not even want to speak the word. You understand?
Yes.
The enemy wants to dumb us down, to put us in shame, bring that shame with the suicidal thoughts. So for us to just be quiet and not even say the word while somebody is suffering with the same issue.
And I'm glad that you said that, because that's what was on my mind, was that, you know, people, and like you said, the enemy wants us to stay silent, and sometimes we can be our own worst enemy.
Yeah.
We don't want to open our mouth because we're scared of what's going to happen or what's going to say. But like you said, that there are not only you suffering, but there's others out there that's suffering that,
right,
you know, we don't even know. So if you would never wrote the book,
right,
you know, you don't know. The plans are, you knew that writing this book is going to touch lives.
right,
It's inspired by your gifts and talent. It's also inspired by you. Not
right,
only that, you had to be obedient. It touches you.
right,
It's like it's like your ministry. And it's
right,
like, if I don't use my voice, and if I don't write this to the young children and to the teenagers, if I don't write this, then youth are going to always be suffering, and we see how youth are suffering daily. And
right,
like you said, they can't even get it out. They walk around like everything is okay. I don't want to talk to nobody. So much anger. And I'm glad that you said that is your next that's your next book, because it's so many of them that is angry.
yeah,
And they like, okay, I don't want to talk about it. I don't care.
right,
You just need to know I'm angry, and that's it. No,
yeah,
you need to talk, like you said.
right, right. Because it's all wrapped up in there. The anger, the resentment, the hate, the unforgiveness, the rebellion. It's all in there.
Yes.
It's all in there. And I myself used to struggle with suicidal thoughts when I was a teenager. So I understand the torment.
Yes.
It's
And
torment. It brings torment. It brings pain, sadness.
yes.
You every day you get up discouraged and heavy weight and burden. Because I mean, we all want the best out of life. And this world, I always say that this world owes every man a living. And that's
Yes.
God, that's God, the creator's intention. He
Yes.
created every one of us to live successfully, and not even just success, but good success. He wants us to have good success,
Yes.
So we all have plans and we all have dreams, we all have aims, things that we aim at. We want a nice job, we want a nice home, we want family, we want all these nice things.
Yes.
And
Yes.
when we don't see these things coming forth, I mean, we're trying. Life is hard.
Yes, it
Life
is.
is hard, especially for a teenager and a young adult.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, being in this world, you have some teenagers who have no guidance.
Correct.
They have no one to point them in the right direction.
So
How
true.
can that person figure life out? How can that teenager figure life out?
That's true.
You're in this big whole world wondering, why am I here?
True.
Who am I? What am I doing here? What is my purpose? Where am I going? It's confusing, it's conflicting, it's hard.
Yes. Yes,
It's
indeed.
hard. And if a teenager is growing up like I was with all those thoughts in me, it's not hard for the devil to tell you that you have no purpose.
True. Mm-hmm.
It's not hard for him to, bombard your mind and tell you, just go kill yourself, because it's no use.
Yeah, because he comes in to the point where, if you're already feeling down, you're weak, and
He beat you down.
you, when you get weak daily, and it's not just it's like a process. It's like you start off, you may start off a certain way, but it seems like that level just keeps going down and down. So that
Yeah.
gives him every opportunity to come in and be like, just go ahead and give up. And even though there's other people that really can't really relate to the experiences, like you said, it comes from anything that God gives us to do. is going to come from experience and from our inspiration.
Right.
But the fact that you can relate to the youth, and even though like somebody like me or somebody else who have never been in that situation, or they may have had a family or a close friend or somebody who has been in that situation, if you can only tap into their thinking and what they was actually really going through, and then you can see why, like you said, they have all of this built up. So what was it like, even when you finished the book and it got released or published or whatever? What were your feelings like? How did you feel about it being done and written and completed and being out there to the world?
Oh, it's a very wonderful wonderful feelings to know that you have completed, that assignment, you know, and it takes effort again to really, put the book out there, introduce it to people, because again, once they see suicide, they don't,
They
they
don't want
try
to.
to shun. Yeah, they try to shun it.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that encourages me, I remember this lady, I introduced her to the book, and she said, "Oh no, I don't need the book. You know, I have
Wow.
nobody who would want that book." Anyway,
Wow.
she said, "Okay." She buy it in order to patronize me.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
She was just doing me
Wow.
a favor,
Yeah.
and she took the book home and probably put it down somewhere, maybe on the coffee table or somewhere. She put the book, and a few days she realized she didn't see the book, and it's like she forget about it because she didn't buy it for any particular purpose. She just
Wow.
buy the book. And sometimes,
Uh-huh.
we wonder how God moves. God would go to the uttermost to help one person.
Yes.
So she put the book there and didn't even think nothing of it, until a few days after her son came out of his bedroom with the book and said, "Where did you get this?"
Wow.
So he was devouring the book. He had the book in his room, devouring the book, and she didn't know.
Wow.
So that was a big testimony for me to continue pushing this book.
Yes.
You
Yes.
understand? Right. Right. So in the midst of that, God gave me the unction to just keep going, because the devil will always stand in the way. He will always try to fight the
Yes.
plan of God.
Yes. And wow, that's amazing. That's an amazing testimony. It's like you got to keep going, because there are children. It's like every time you turn around, here comes a teenager or a child
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
needs this book. You never know what they're going through or whatever.
Right.
But the
Right.
fact of that he found that book.
Right. Because she thought she didn't have anybody who would even want to read it. Remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
She thought
Yeah.
so.
Look at there.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Right.
God, that's amazing. That's just amazing testimony all the way around. And I'm glad that you are sharing this with us. As far as getting someone to edit and do the cover and everything. I mean, how was that kind of like a process as far as getting the cover and everything that you needed and wanted?
Oh, Karen, it's a process. It's a process. You would not have the idea how much it cost me at one time, it cost me my mortgage
Wow, you
to
gotta
get
invest in
this.
yourself though. You do.
I didn't even get it. I didn't even get it. I
Oh
paid
wow.
to get it, and I didn't even get it done. I didn't get the work done because
Oh
the
wow.
person had the person had the books. I had the book for weeks and weeks and weeks, and I had to ask the person to, return it.
Wow.
You know,
Mhm.
and I struggled. And somebody told me about Fiverr.
Uh huh.
And I went on Fiverr. Well, I heard about Fiverr because we were online there. And I went on Fiverr, and and I hooked up with someone who did the cover.
It's awesome.
Yeah. And I got someone to edit, to edit it and format it and get it up there. But it was a process. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy.
And you know what? And I talked about that in one of my episodes in July, that it's a process. Like you said, it's the fact of getting out there, writing down the plan, writing down the business plan, and just starting, with something just like I guess just a little bit example. Like I was sitting there and I'm like, well, if I don't start somewhere, and then I'm never gonna get started on my purpose, or I'm never gonna get started on
Yeah.
what I need to do. So I started. I was just like, oh, okay, let's start finding a company that does a website, and it just seems like everything was coming to me, because as you put yourself out there, you start making the first step. God will make the two steps, but it's not going to be, like you said, it's not going to be easy. Everything is going to be a process, because you don't want to try to take shortcuts, because shortcuts is never going to.
Right. I remember that
So
word.
you gotta take the process. So what are the even with writing this book, what are some of the don'ts, the do's and don'ts that you think that we need to know, especially with being an entrepreneur or just being an author?
Well, one of the hindrances with me is lack of funds.
Yeah.
And that was a big thing, because everybody, especially online, everybody needs a arm and a leg to do what they say they want to do.
Right.
Even though that's another thing, we have to do research to find out genuine people who really know what they're talking about, people who really can do what they say they can do. Because I've learned that too in my journey, in the process, that you can't trust everybody online. Even though their website might look dang, and they might have their nice hairdo, and they might look so splashy on there. Don't don't trust them. Their conversation might be all that. Don't trust everybody. You need to get referral.
Yes.
Somebody refer you to somebody who did a good job for them, and all that, and get it done, because not everybody is who they say they are.
That is so true. Yeah, and I remember when I was thinking about that too, and then I remember I talked to you that day even about that when I was doing the episodes in July, and just talking about how you can't believe everything you say. I mean, and like I was telling everybody, that everybody does have mostly, there are a lot of men and women that are stepping out and becoming entrepreneurs, and I said most of them do have great businesses, but you don't want to get sidetracked of everybody saying, well, I can do this, like you said, I can do that, I have a certification in marketing or helping you get this out there. But one thing that I learned is that you can do it. You have the mind to do it, even though you're going to always need help. You will need help, and you will need to go to the right person and have that right business mentor or whatever. But there are some things that you can tap into that you can do, and you can just have somebody overlook it and critique it. But you want to make sure you're wise and going to the right people, because like I said, everybody's, like you said, everybody's on Facebook, Instagram, online saying, I can do this and I can do that, and they like, okay, but money, then you see the money. There's like, some of them, like you said, you got to be genuine. You got to know that they're genuine and that they really want to, help you complete what you're trying to complete or whatever, so you can get it out there or whatever. So like you said, and jumping out there too fast, I don't think that, that's a good thing too. But you can get started. A lot of people, they want to hurry up and make money. I understand you want to hurry up and make money, but sometimes you got to slow down and be like, okay, I want to make sure everything flows the way that it's supposed to flow. So how far are you on? Well, you said anger is almost done.
It's almost done. It's practically done. I'm just my next step is to get someone to format it.
Okay.
I have the cover and everything, but I need to get someone to format it and to upload it.
So what can you tell us some of the steps that you as far as writing a book, because I know some people, they may have already have books or maybe an author just like you out there. What are some of the steps that you have to go through as far as writing a book and getting it completed in that process?
Oh, I started out by writing on paper. I
Okay.
started out writing on paper, and then I learned that I could write in words. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I could speak my book. I learned that I could speak, and the computer would write it for me. So I've been doing that in my spare time. So wow, let's make it
Wow.
easy. Yeah. So I did a lot of that. Yeah. And then
Okay.
I save it, and then I learned how to get it to the person to edit and to format. Yeah, but it's a long process. It's a long,
Correct.
because um I am not a fast learner, on the computer. I'm not a fast learner.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of my thing is trial and error.
Yes, yes.
It's trial and error. Yeah. So I've come a long way anyway, so I'm grateful for that still. Yeah, because in the process, in the hardship, in the hard times, you know, I mean, you learn a lot from it.
Yes, yes.
You learn a lot from it. None of it goes to waste.
Correct. And and I agree with that statement too as well, because even when you're starting out doing something, you can even be experienced or intermediate or whatever, but there are always going to be some little. There's always going to be some type of bumps.
Challenges,
But as
yeah.
long as you get through the bumps and get over it, it's going
Mm-hmm.
to be, like you said, it's going to all be worth it. So I'm very excited for
Mm-hmm.
the next book to come out, and I definitely have to get the first book as well. I know I remember when you first presented it or whatnot, and I was like, wow, I'm talking about business in July, and I was like, I had definitely got to get Cara to talk about, her books and about, the experience of writing this book and the inspiration and everything. So I'm just excited. I'm excited for what's to come, even for the youth and the teenagers or whatever, because it's something that we still need today.
Yeah.
We still need it today. And so, what is something that you would tell even a young entrepreneur or just anybody out there who has a ideal for writing a book off of their inspiration?
I would tell a young entrepreneur that you can't do everything. Don't even try to think you can do everything, because you are just going to burn yourself out. Yeah. And I learned that the hard way, because I was financially, depressed. So I was trying to push different things, by myself, trying to do that by myself, do that by myself. But
Yeah.
if you can afford, I would encourage a young entrepreneur to get a mentor.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to say, I don't know, I don't understand. Don't
Yes.
be shy. Don't be shy, because you no one person knows it all.
That's right.
We are in this together, and somebody knows something that you don't know.
That's
And
right.
there's always a different way, of doing something. So don't be shy. Don't be afraid to ask question, and to say, I don't know, I need help.
Oh, that's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you so much, Cara, for joining us today on the WC to Life podcast. Thanks for sharing those testimonies and the inspiration and their encouragement to the young adults and the teens. I definitely appreciate it. Something that, I definitely cover daily. And again, if you don't mind, if you could just show everybody the book and tell them where to go. Do you have a website or you just
Yes,
okay?
yes. I have a website that really needs some work done on there. I'm still looking for someone to help me with that part. But it is also on Amazon.
Okay, great.
Yeah, it's also on Amazon. 5 Reasons Not to Commit Suicide by Cara Campbell. And my website is caracampbell.org.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's on Amazon, both paperback and the Kindle version.
Okay.
You can get that on Amazon. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. And we're going to be waiting for Anger to come out too. We'll be looking out for that. So
Yeah.
thank you so much, sis,
And
for
these are very nice gifts. Very nice gifts
yes.
for teenagers and young adults. You know, very good. This I would call this a gift of life. You know,
Yes.
that's a gift of life. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It definitely would be a great gift to give to
A
the
great
teens.
gift. A great gift. Yeah.
Yes. So thank you so much for sharing this. Thank you for taking the time out to interview with me and come on. I know you're busy. Like I was saying before, everybody has a busy schedule. And thanks so much because this was definitely needed. And I know that someone is definitely going to be blessed about it, and we're definitely going to be able to take from that. So thank you for the information, and we know where to go on the website, and we know where to go purchase the book. And thanks so much for attending so much, and hope to have you again.
Are so welcome, Karen. My pleasure, and I thank you for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, my dear. Thank you so much.
You have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So thanks so much, everybody, for joining in to WC to Life. And that was my guest, Cara Campbell. I'm going to finish enjoying the beach and the sun. Thanks so much, you guys. If you have any questions or you need to know what information to go to purchase that book for a young teen or teenager, or just purchase it, because it's always children in our family. And like she said, it would be a great gift to our teens and adults. And again, her website is caracampbell.org. The book is 5 Reasons Not to Commit Suicide. And the second book that is going to be coming in the works is going to be Anger. And so thank you so much for joining the WC to Life podcast. If you have any information or feedback that you would like to give, please visit me on KarenThePodcaster.com and leave your comments and reviews there. Thank you. Everybody have a great day. Bye-bye.